Welcome to the Moon and Gemini podcast. I am your witch in residence, April Edwards. This is our astrology of the week for August 24th through the 30th. This week is sharp, not necessarily harsh, but sharp. The central theme is the truth becomes useful when it changes the way we live. August 25th, Mercury in Leo, opposite North Node in Aquarius. Mercury in Leo speaks from the heart. It wants warmth, story, expression, a voice with presence, a message that carries life force. The North Node in Aquarius points towards the future. It wants community, networks, systems, and collective intelligence, the direction we are all being pulled as a larger body. So this opposition brings the voice into tension with the future. The personal message meets the collective path. The heart's language meets the larger pattern. Mercury in Leo can be proud of what it knows. It can speak boldly. It can want the story to be received in a particular way. But the North Node in Aquarius asks whether the message can serve something beyond personal expression. This does not mean that the voice should be dimmed. It means the voice is being placed in a wider field. The gift of Leo is still needed, warmth is needed, courage is needed, but the direction of growth is not only personal recognition, it is participation. This transit may show where a message is ready to mature, where the voice is ready to move beyond performance, where what has been spoken from the heart needs to become useful to the collective. Later on the 25th, Mercury enters Virgo. This is a major shift. Mercury leaves Leo's fire and enters one of its home signs. In Leo, Mercury speaks dramatically, creatively, from the heart, with color and with confidence. In Virgo, Mercury becomes precise, careful, and practical. It notices what needs to be fixed, it studies the details, it brings language back to usefulness. Mercury in Virgo does not want the idea only to be beautiful. It wants the idea to work. It wants the sentence clean and the schedule realistic. This ingress comes after weeks of Leo emphasis. The fire has been stirred, the heart has spoken, the desire to create and express has been intensified. Now Mercury in Virgo asks for refinement, not as punishment, but as action. The message becomes clearer when it is edited. The work becomes stronger when it is practiced. The vision becomes more trustworthy when it can survive contact with details. Mercury in Virgo reminds us that precision is not the enemy of magic. Precision can be a form of care. August 25th, Mercury in Virgo trines Chiron retrograde in Taurus. This is quiet medicine. Mercury in Virgo names what is specific. Chiron retrograde in Taurus turns us inward around safety, money, the body. Together, they help us speak about the wound with more accuracy, not dramatically or vaguely, but clearly. This aspect can bring language to something the body has been carrying. It may help identify what actually hurts, what needs support, and what actually creates safety. Virgo and Taurus are both earth signs, so healing here is practical, embodied, and simple. A better rhythm, a clearer plan, a more honest conversation about resources. Chiron retrograde in Taurus reminds us that worth is not healed only through thought. The body has to experience something different. Mercury in Virgo helps name this next small repair, but not the whole cure, then just what needs to be repaired for now. August 27th, Mercury cazimi, the sun in Virgo. Cazimi means Mercury is at the heart of the sun. The messenger enters the solar chamber. The mind is clarified and the message is burned clean. In Virgo, this cazimi is exacting. It brings insights through detail, through pattern recognition, and the small thing that suddenly explains the larger one. Something may click and a plan may become clearer. A conversation may finally find the right language, or a piece of information may organize what felt scattered. This is not Leo clarity. This is not dramatic revelation for the sake of impact. It is Virgo clarity. It will be useful, precise, and functional. The kind of clarity that helps you know what to do next. This cazimi comes just before the Pisces eclipse, so there is a strange tension here. One part of the sky brings exactness and precision. Another brings surrender. One wants the clean sentence. Another dissolves the boundaries. That is why this insight should be honored and not forced into total control. Let the message come through, write it down, name what becomes clear, but remember that the eclipse has its own work. Some things will still be moving beneath the surface. Mercury, cazimi, and Virgo gives us a lamp, but just not the whole map. August 28th, full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces. I've recorded a separate episode for this, so I won't go into the full details, but we do need to go over some things. This is the emotional and spiritual threshold of the week. A Pisces lunar eclipse can bring culmination around surrender, grief, compassion, spiritual exhaustion, and the places where control can no longer hold. It stands across from the Virgo sun, so the axis is between order and release, between the plan and the mystery, between what can be repaired and what must be surrendered. For this week, let the eclipse remain spacious. Do not crowd it with too many demands. Let it reveal what it reveals. Let it close what is ready to close. Let it soften what cannot be solved by force. Also on 28th, Mercury in Virgo squares Uranus in Gemini. This is mentally electric. Mercury in Virgo wants order and precision. Uranus in Gemini disrupts the mental field. It brings unexpected messages and technical problems and changes in plans. The mind may move quickly, too quickly. The nervous system may feel overstimulated. Details may shift. Information may arrive out of sequence. This aspect can bring breakthrough, but it can also bring agitation. Mercury in Virgo wants to sort information. Uranus in Gemini scrambles the file. So be careful with assumptions. A surprising message may be important, but the first interpretation may not be complete. This is not a day to cling too tightly to the original plan. It is a day to stay responsive. Let the disruption show you where the system was too rigid. Let the unexpected detail reveal what needed to change. Then later on, it's the Sun in Virgo's turn to square Uranus in Gemini. Now the disruption moves from mind into identity, vitality, and direction. The Sun in Virgo wants improvement and order. Uranus in Gemini interrupts through information, language, and technology. This square can feel restless. The plan may not hold, and the schedule may need to change. Something unexpected may challenge the way you thought the week was supposed to go. But Uranus does not only disrupt, he liberates. It breaks open what has become too tight. Virgo can sometimes become overly focused on control, on getting everything right. Uranus says the system has to change, not the detail, the pattern. So if something breaks open around this date, look at what it's freeing you from. A routine may need more flexibility. A method may need an upgrade. The square may be uncomfortable, but it is also clarifying. The interruption shows where the old structure cannot carry the new information. This week, let clarity come, but do not make clarity another form of control. Let the message become useful. Let the eclipse do its deeper work. And when Uranus changes the pattern, do not assume the disruption is failure. Sometimes the interruption is the intelligence. Sometimes the broken plan is the door. And sometimes the truth becomes useful only after it changes the way we live. This work grows through word of mouth. If it's been meaningful to you, you can comment, share, or subscribe. That's how it reaches the ones who need it.